Hey everyone, and welcome to the SSG podcast, where we have gaming news and discussion. I'm your host Chris, and I'm here with Mitch. How you doing, man?
I am playing a mobile game.
You're now playing a mobile game while you're supposed to be doing a podcast.
Yes.
Okay. What do you want to let the people know? What mobile game you're playing?
I am playing a Power Rangers Legacy Warriors.
Legacy War.
Whatever.
What? Yeah. I don't. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want everyone to understand something here. He was originally against Power Ranger games. Not Power Ranger games. You've always been for Power Ranger games. He was originally against mobile games. And now look what Mitch is doing.
It's time to go mobile.
Yeah, you're playing mobile games. Do you know you're the biggest hypocrite on this podcast since me?
Better late than never, I guess.
We all have our flaws, and it's okay. So some have more than others. Wink, wink. Anyways, how you guys doing? Yeah, we technically had a week off, again, unintentionally. You know, if Mitch could learn how to do a podcast on his own.
No, I did it. I recorded it. I didn't like it, so I didn't put it out.
Oh. Well, how else do you... Why do we fall, Mr. Wayne?
Because we die.
No. You messed up the quote. Now I'm disappointed.
Sorry to let you down, Dad.
No, you're not. So
I'm closing this app.
Yeah, you better close the app so you can focus.
I kept clicking training, and it was making me very mad.
You couldn't train?
No, like I was trying to do battles, and my finger kept slipping on a training. It happened 3 times in a row, so I just quit.
Yeah, it's probably best. Just wait till after the podcast, then you can pick it up and give it another college try. No,
I'll do it tomorrow.
So yeah, we were supposed to have an episode and we didn't and for the most part I was gone. Had a wedding to take part in, and then I don't know if you guys actually saw it, but I did post an SSG quickie detailing the essentially what I went through when it came to the Xbox All Access. And in case you missed the news on that, I actually went through and about 2 weeks ago now, I actually signed up for Xbox All Access. And if you want my thoughts on that entire process, go check it out. Go listen to the SSG quickie, because why would I spoil it here? We want you to go listen to the other stuff. So, shameless self-plug out of the way.
You shouldn't feel shame for plugging your product on your product.
I just think it's funny. I was looking at the Twitter followers earlier, and we are up to over 1,100 followers. That's a pretty big number. That's a lot of people. So thank you to everyone that's continuing to follow us. I guess I'll be giving Twitter updates like once a week or something like that. We'll have to see how it goes. What else as far as housekeeping, homekeeping, home wrecking? I don't know. I guess with that we'll move on to the unless you have anything you want to add, Mitch.
No, I'm good.
You're good? Okay. We're going to move on to the games that actually came out. And so, once again, we have 2 weeks of games to kind of cover through, and I guess you could say, give opinion on. Let's just see what happens. So, October 2nd, Mega Man 11 came out on all platforms.
Cool.
For those of you who are interested in the Blue Bomber, is that what he's called? Or Rockman?
I have no idea. I never played the Mega Man games, but I watched the show / anime, whatever.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that?
I did not.
Do you know anything about Mega Man?
I know a bit about Mega Man, yeah.
You know the little thing that, it might have been just in the show, but, he has, a little gadget, and, it flips out, and I guess that's when he does battle?
Nope, I don't know anything about a little flipping gadget.
Maybe it was just to sell toys, and I used to have the blue one and the red one as a kid.
Interesting. I've played through... Which one was it? I've beaten one Mega Man game, and I think it was Mega Man 3.
I kind of want to get them on Switch and play them.
I'd recommend them. I mean, as with most old games, you kind of have to be a little patient with it, but for the most part, it's they're fun platformers. I think Mega Man X is far superior, but there's a reason why there's 11 Mega Man games now, and why I've not seen another Mega Man X game in a long time. So, and so far, according to Metacritic, it's actually got pretty decent reviews. The lowest review is on the Xbox One. It's got a 76. The highest review is PS4 with an 82. It's hard to screw those games up, though.
Yeah, unless you're Mighty Number 9.
You make a very valid point. Next on the list, and it's a game that I can't believe it came out on this day because I've been playing it almost every single day since it came out. Forza Horizon 4. That would you say? I've got more to say on this game coming up, but it's really fun. And if you have the Xbox Game Pass, you get to play that game for essentially free. So the day it came out on October 2nd was the day that we could all download the game from Game Pass. So that's been a lot of my it's a fun game. It's good. It's a good game. The scores, the 92 on Xbox One and 88 on PC, it's worth it. It's highly worth it. Do you care much about car games, Mitch?
I used to.
Used to?
Yeah, I was huge in the Need for Speed, like the Undergrounds, all the way up to Carbon, and then they did that one. I forget what it is, but it was the Formula Racing one. Yeah, I dipped off there.
Well, I will say, if you like, I don't know, if you like the Need for Speed Underground games, if you like the open world racing type concept, any Forza Horizon game is worth it.
I really want to play the Horizon. I don't care for the motorsport, but the Horizon series seems dope.
I've played through. I think I might have given it away. I had Forza Horizon 2 for a second. I think I gave it to someone as a gift because I think it's that good of a game. I didn't play 3. I didn't play much of 2, but I'm like really happy that we have 4. So Mitch, I just want to let you know something. When you send me messages like that, it makes a little beeping noise, and that gets picked up on the recording.
Excellent. Everyone should know my happiness for it.
Okay, I'm going to get to it. Calm down. Calm down. So up next was a handful of games came out on October 2nd. Fist of the North Star, Lost Paradise. Anyone care about Fist of the North Star? Mitch,
I don't even know what that is.
You don't even know what that is. It's an anime that has it's almost a meme legend in a sense. Like there's a certain internet crowd I think that really likes it, and makes funny jokes about it. It's crazy. It's very violent. It is a very, 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 very violent anime. And old because I think Fist of the North Star came out in the 80s. So the fact that they're still making games on it though, that tells you something. And which, by the way, the Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise is a PS4 exclusive, and it has a 73 according to Metacritic. The next game that came out on October 2nd was Astrobot Rescue Mission. It's a VR game. Do we care about VR games?
No.
No, we're going to move on. And then the last game to come out on October 2nd was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And so far, it's got pretty good reviews. I think people like this game.
I've heard major praise of it. My whole Twitter timeline is nothing but praising Odyssey.
Yeah, I think them. I don't know. I think they're finally starting to get what they want these games to be about now. And from what I've heard, Assassin's Creed, the gameplay from Odyssey is way different than what it was back in the first one.
Oh yeah, it is. Well, Origins, which was last year's, was the one in Egypt.
Yeah.
It pretty much changed. It went from like a super symbol, just spam your square button, or what is it on Xbox X?
Yeah.
And then dodge, because there was like a parry move back then that you could, similar to like the Arkham games, where you could dodge everything and just get like a reverse kill.
Right.
A lot of people think that Origins was put out as a kind of like a test to see if people liked it, just so that Odyssey could like be perfected and everyone would, just to see if everybody would be acceptable to it.
Right. So now I kind of wonder now, like, where do you go from Odyssey? How many other points in history do you really? I mean, do you have Assassin's Creed in China, Japan?
They have those little mini games. Not like mini games, but like, what I'm talking about, the Chronicle games.
Yeah.
They should do a full-fledged one. That'd be awesome.
It'd be very interesting to see what they would do with that. But I would kind of assume you're running out of historical, points in history to kind of, to really take advantage of, and I'm wondering why they've never really done like, okay, like, because this is kind of how it was with Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 and a lot of the other side games. You know, you have the main game like kind of go to a time period, and then you have a couple of side games based off that or something like that. Yeah, based in the same time period, just to kind of give a little more longevity, I guess.
There was a little, I forget the relevance of it. Maybe they were kin to each other. Actually, yeah, I think it was their granddaughter. Anyway, in Syndicate, there was a time warp and a certain mission, and like, as words are hard. When you got to a certain point in the story, there was like a time warp out in like the ocean.
Yeah.
This is minor spoilers for Assassin's Creed Syndicate. If you care, if you haven't played that game, you probably don't care anyway. And when you go to it, you play as one of their, because like Syndicate, you play as twins. You play as a girl and a guy, and there's a dynamic duo there. But you play as one of their grandkids, and it's during World War One. And that was actually like one of my favorite Assassin's Creed moments ever. It's super short. It's only like 2 or 3 hours long, but it was super sick.
Yeah, I would like for them to have an Assassin's Creed game, like take part in like World War II, and you're just like, you know, maybe you're some kind of like part of an espionage type thing or something. I don't know. Just I think there's something they could do with that.
Oh, for sure. They should definitely do that.
But yeah, it's gotten the Odyssey's gotten, you know, awesome reviews, like you said. The lowest rating is an 83 on PS4, and that's nothing to sneeze at. I mean,
yeah, I think the last one, Origins, like the highest one was like 80, like mid 80s.
Yeah, and it looks like Odyssey's getting something very similar overall. So that's really cool. I kind of wanted to play it, but we'll have to see how things go. I wish a game like that would get added to Game Pass.
I'm gonna wait for like a Black Friday sale because I really want to play it, but right now I don't want to play anything just because I know Red Dead's right around the corner.
Right, and if you get too engrossed in something else, then you miss Red Dead, and then you're going to be kind of irritated and blah blah blah.
Red Dead is 2 weeks away, by the way.
That's insane. That is insane.
I don't even think I'm ready.
No one's ready, Mitch. No one's really ready for this.
Like, I know that like media like blows everything out of proportion when new games are dropped, but like almost every single person I've seen from GameSpot, IGN, Rooster Teeth, they've gotten to play like a few hours of Red Dead 2. They're saying like it's next generational stuff.
That's awesome.
Like, for instance, I saw an article where if you turn off like the HUD, like the mini map, the NPCs will actually tell you, like, give you directions on where to go.
Oh, that's cool stuff.
Yeah.
That would be such a... We're so conditioned just to follow the arrows nowadays. I mean, gosh. Although
I'm honestly debating doing that because that's awesome. Like, they took the time to do that.
I can't wait to actually watch a Let's Play where it's done like that. I think that would actually be really fun to watch, just to straight up watch, because it would feel like, you know, they're still playing a game, but having the NPCs actually talk to you like that just seems almost like a movie or something, like a TV show. Yeah, that's looking forward to it.
God bless Rockstar.
Oh man, but moving on, because I know we're getting sidetracked here. We got a couple more games we want to cover, especially one that Mitch was messaging me about a little bit earlier. October 5th, WWE 2K19 with AJ Styles on the cover.
Have you seen these 2K games?
They look terrible.
They look horrible.
They're trash. They've been using the same engine for the past 4 years. There's been no like actual improvement. In fact, the scores for PS4 and Xbox One, they're okay. They're 78 and 75 respectively. I think that's being very nice and very kind, but they're not that far away from being. They're still green, but they're like 1 to 3 points away from actually being yellow. So
yeah, as someone who spent literally probably thousands of hours in WWE video games, I do not ever want to touch the new ones
until something significant has changed.
Give it back to THQ. Do something.
Well, I mean, we went through a similar time period with like Madden games, didn't we? Whereas like there was nothing really going on, and then
I'd say from like 2009 to 2012ish, maybe even 13.
I'd say 13 to 14. It wasn't until 2 years ago. I'd say 2 years ago when they actually started kind of getting better.
Because I remember, like, from 2008 to 2009 was, like, a drastic change. Because it went from, I don't remember who was on the cover, it doesn't really matter, because I'll go off on a tangent. But it was, and then from, like, 9 to 10 was the same, and then 10 to 11 was drastic again.
Right.
They're having an identity crisis.
Well, yeah, they were, it was a middling period, so to speak, and I think the WWE games are in that same kind of a period, although I don't have faith that they're going to get any better. Because 2K, it's like with their basketball games, or the opposite of their basketball game, right? It's like EA can't do a basketball game to save their lives, but 2K's basketball games are like awesome.
Yeah.
And now I think it's time for 2K to kind of give it up, give up the WWE stuff, because I mean, I guess people are going to keep buying it just because. But we need innovation, we need a new graphics engine. It
looks terrible.
The physics even in the games are terrible. People are going back and playing the old like SmackDown versus Raw games because they were actually pretty good.
Yeah, they were.
So moving on from that pile of mediocre garbage, we move on to something that's still kind of almost mediocre garbage, but I think there's a lot more redeeming quality in it. Super Mario Party actually came out. It has a 76 on the Nintendo Switch, and obviously it's an exclusive title. I'm surprised.
76, really?
Yeah, I'm surprised it's a 76. I mean, then again, the Mario Party games have never been like the world beaters, right? But I would have hoped that the return of a Mario Party game. Did we even get one on Wii U?
I don't remember.
And then, like the last one I remember was on the Wii, so we've gone at least maybe 5+ years without a Mario Party game. And the Switch being a freaking...
Mario Party 10 was Wii U.
Oh, okay. It's still been a while.
You got a 66 on Metacritic.
Well, I mean, it's getting better. I mean, I don't know. I've got fond memories.
3 years. 3.5 years.
3.5 years, wow. I have fond memories of Mario Party 2, which is, I think, the best Mario Party game. It came out on N64 back in the day. But I would think that a game like Super Mario Party would do well for the theming, the aesthetic of what the Switch is, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it's doing well. I miss Nintendo. But Nintendo can. I've never seen a Nintendo game sell poorly. You slap Mario on it, and you say it's by Nintendo, and it's just people are just going to buy it. Which actually a little, I guess spoiler for what's ahead in the show. There's a new game that Nintendo came out with. They didn't slap Mario on it, but it's actually for a new game. It's a mobile game. It's doing really well. So we'll talk more about that coming up. Couple more games to go over real quick. October 9th, you had Space Hulk Tactics, strategy games. I don't care for strategy games. Do you like strategy games, Mitch?
Nope.
Okay, we're moving on from it. All right, I guess I'll get the rating. Currently, it's got a 74, and it's only on PC.
Wait, is that the Hulk?
No. It's different. It's a different
Okay,
thing.
then I really don't care.
Next up is a remake of the this is a remake / action RPG. Probably more of a remastered version of The World Ends With You on the Switch. It's got a 78. I would recommend this game. It's quirky RPG, but it's good. I've never hold on. Let me take it back. I've never personally played it. I've watched Let's Plays of it, and it looks like a fun time.
I don't know what that is.
I can't remember much about it because when I watched the Let's Play, it was several years back. So, but I've always heard good things about it. And now I'm trying to sell a game based off of just I watched it one time and it looked good. I don't know, Just check it out for yourself. If you like action RPGs, then I think you'll dig it. I think I'm getting it mixed up with another game now that I'm thinking about it. Like, I mean, I know what it is, but oh yeah, it's Square Enix. It was originally a Nintendo DS game. This is The World Ends With You is an action role-playing game with urban fantasy elements developed by Square Enix and Jupiter for the Nintendo DS. So, yeah, it's Square Enix. You know what you're getting into. You're going to have very stylistic design characters who have very teenage angsty emotions and a very unique RPG element gameplay. That sums up the majority of Square Enix games. The next game that came out, which that came out on October 12th. The next game to come out on October 12th is Luigi's Mansion.
Woo!
On the 3DS. That's been a long time coming. What the heck, man?
I'm only sad because it's not on Switch.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't put it on Switch.
You'd think they would.
Makes no sense to me. It's currently got a 68 on Metacritic, though.
Ooh.
So I don't know how much of a remake it is, or if it's just a straight up like port, that's with a graphical. Actually, maybe that's the reason why they didn't put it on Switch, because
Why?
it's probably just a 1-to-1, almost a 1-to-1 port of the GameCube game, because the 3DS can handle GameCube graphics, and to a degree. And you think about it, it's on a smaller screen, right? If you were to put it on the Switch, you'd have to blow it up, and you'd have to increase the textures and the polygons and all that kind of stuff. So you'd have to make it more of an HD game. Whereas on 3DS, you can have still pretty good quality games, but they're not going to be the same level, obviously. So
I wonder how much it's priced at.
We can take a look, because we have the technology to go to. Wait, not the GameCube version. I want the GameCube version, because that crap's expensive. Got to find the...
I tried doing it on my DS, and I had to update it, so I said, nope.
Yeah, I'd have to actually find the charger for my DS. Why is there no... I want to purchase, or I don't want to purchase, but I want to find this game, and I'm not finding it online to purchase. Here we go. It's $40. So that's full price for a 3DS game.
Yeah.
It says this remake has an updated look and new features, like a map that displays on the bottom screen. Woo. You get a map. Yes.
Isn't that what Dark Moon was too, though?
It's the same thing as what Dark Moon is. I mean, outside of it being the sequel, it's the original.
Yeah.
And they probably did improve the graphics to a degree, but it's not going to be by that much. And, you're going to be playing on a smaller screen, and I don't know. Yeah.
I love Luigi's Mansion, so I'm probably going to get it whenever I'm not poor.
to each their own. And the final game to come out on October 12th is COD Bops 4.
Anyone that's not Chris, that's Black Ops 4.
Bops 4 came out. And I don't know if did it come out only on PlayStation 4 first?
No. It's out for everything.
It's out for everything? Yeah, it is out for everything. There's no Metacritic score for it. Oh my gosh. One of the genres for the game is Battle Royale. Get that nonsense out of here.
That's the selling point this year. No campaign. They did a Battle Royale, the Zombies mode, which they always do, and then multiplayer.
I'd rather just go play Fortnite.
I don't know, man. I'm hearing good things about the actual Battle Royale.
You know why I'd rather go play Fortnite?
Because you hate Call of Duty?
Because it's free.
That's true, I guess. You get a lot more than just Battle Royale with your money.
You can't justify it.
Zambies.
You can't justify it. Don't even
I don't
try.
know, man. That's a lot of hours you can put into it.
Don't try, man. I've been putting a lot of hours into a car game. Alright, don't try to justify it. And I can play this car game every single day for the next 2 years for free.
But can you dolphin dive through a window and shoot somebody with your gun?
Why would I want to do that? I do that in real life every day.
I just imagine you dolphin diving in general, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, imagine a guy my size actually dolphin. It's more like
I don't mind the football.
more like an awkward belly flop through like onto a wall. But it's so far they've only got the rating up on PS4. They don't have it for Xbox One or PC. PS4 it's got an 87 so far. So congratulations, way to go! I'm so happy for every single one of you idiots that want to go play Bops 4.
Yeah, let's play some Black Ops 4.
Yes, Bops 4. That's the game for you. I'm gonna go play some Bops 4 on my Xbone.
Stop.
Jeez. And that's all of the games that have come out since the last time we actually had a show. Yay. Awesome stuff. So let's move on to some news articles. Because this is the news portion of the gaming news and discussion. And you will also have lots of other discussion as well. So Mitch actually let me know earlier today that the PlayStation Network will allow you to change your name. And the first one's free. So Mitch, how do you feel about this? How do you feel that, with this, what do you think this means? This feels like it's a random thing just coming across.
In the PlayStation community, it's a massive thing because Xbox has allowed you to do it for the last 12 years.
This is true, actually.
12 years it took Sony to make it to where you can change your gamer tag. That is insane. I'm super happy about it because the user ID I use is like something I did from like middle school and high school. So like, I don't want it anymore.
That's funny because I'm okay with. Well, then again, I didn't have a PlayStation console that could get online until I got a PS4, so I'm actually quite happy with my name. So
yeah, mine's since the PS3 days.
Yeah, so I can understand it a bit. So for those of you who don't know anything about it, this was announced very recently as part of a beta that will occur next month. Full support of this is going to happen next year. So this was announced. There's going to be a beta that's rolled out. Probably, certain couple hundred to a couple thousand people are going to be picked for this. And then they will they said the feature will be pushed out sometime next year. So the first one's free. And then changes after that will be $10 per name change. Unless you're a PlayStation Plus member, and then it's $5.
That's actually cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's actually better than what Xbox Live does because I think it's like $10 to $15.
It's 10, yeah.
It's $10. So yeah, that is a nice little nod to those who are PlayStation Plus members. And there's also I saw it somewhere in here. It says the feature is compatible with PS4. Games originally published after April 1st, 2018, and a large majority of the most played PS4 games that were released before this date. This is, however, please note, not all games and applications for PS4, PS3, and PS Vita systems are guaranteed to support the online ID change, and users may occasionally encounter issues or errors in certain games. That's kind of insane. It says if for any reason you experience issues after changing your ID, you can revert back to your original ID for free at any time. It says you will only be able to revert once during the preview program.
Oh.
It says reverting back to an old ID will resolve most issues caused by ID change. And in addition, when this feature officially launches, a list of compatible games published before April 1st, 2018 will be provided on PlayStation.com for reference before you make a change. And it also says up here that the PSN online ID change feature, when you change your online ID, you'll have the option to display your previous ID with your new ID so your friends can recognize you. Once you decide to display your old ID or not, you won't be able to adjust this after completing the online ID change process. So,
weird.
Yeah. I mean, it's good, but it's bad. It just doesn't... That's something I don't understand then. Why is it that Microsoft has no problem with changing stuff like this, right? I mean, I understand it's a netcode thing, but this just kind of proves to you that I don't know. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool for those that have no care of playing older games all that much. But it's actually, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like you ever take you go to the doctor and they give you like you get prescribed a medication, and like you read so it's supposed to like help you with whatever it is that you're sick with. but then it's got like 45 side effects. Though granted, it's not to that extreme, but it's like, yeah, you can change your ID if you want to. Your name, you can change your name if you want to, but you're gonna have like these issues.
It's crazy.
I don't know why it's such a hard thing for them to do, but
I don't know. But with them finally allowing crossplay and they're allowing you to change your name, maybe they're finally gonna stop being dumb.
Oh, but the thing is, though, they're not going to fully embrace the not dumb until whatever their next console is.
You know what they should do? They should let me play The Last of Us 2 before anybody else.
And this isn't something that was entirely newsworthy, but it was. The Sony president did announce that they are working on another console. So, nothing to really report about it. They just said, yeah, we're kind of working on it. And that's
which we all knew, but it's nice to get the nod.
Yeah, you get the official clarity, right? Like, I still think we're going to be we're about 2 years out before we really start to dig into another console. Like,
I think they'll announce it probably next year at E3 that they're working on it.
They'll probably give an official
details.
Yeah, some initial specs next year, and then like maybe the year after that they may have a demo or something. I still think 2 to 3 years until we get something new, like that we can actually buy or is at least tangible. So that's cool stuff. Moving on, here's a cool little article on Wired.com. Gives some updates on a few things. The biggest aspect that I saw that was really cool is that there's more info on Xbox's or Microsoft's Xbox streaming service, which isn't Game Pass. So according to Wired.com, it says they have a lot more information about Microsoft's Xbox streaming service, which is called Project xCloud as of right now. It says the project aims to leverage a pretty huge swath of Microsoft technology, including Microsoft's Azure cloud server infrastructure, to potentially stream Xbox games anywhere, uniquely adapting them for mobile settings to truly untether the platform from, the platform. So you know what this sounds like, dude?
What?
Microsoft is trying to legitimately make a competitive run at Nintendo. It's a mobile Xbox that can stream from anywhere. It says it's always hard to tell whether these things will work until they're out in the wild, and no word on that yet. But what is clear is that Microsoft is working on this project on a scale that's unprecedented. The thing always missing with these efforts is the proper data infrastructure to pull it off. And if anyone can put that together, it's Microsoft. So, what do you think? What would you how would you feel about having a maybe a tablet or something that you carry with you, and that allows you to play Microsoft games? Your Halo, Master Chief Collection or whatever, wherever you want to go.
I think it's cool for people that are going to use it. My Xbox hardly gets touched as is, sadly. Mainly because I have a powerful PC and I can play every Xbox exclusive on my PC.
Except, come on, man, come on. Don't talk bad about it. Don't talk bad about the X. My Xbox One S is right here.
How's that bad?
It's right here.
This thing I have a better option.
It can hear you. Okay.
Mine's probably closer than yours is.
I doubt that.
Mine is less than an arm length away.
As is mine.
Extend your arm. Does your fingertips touch it? Does your palm touch it? What touches it?
My entire hand is currently on top of the entire system.
Me too.
In fact, if I were to pick this up right now, I would be holding it. I'd be cuddling with my Xbox.
Okay, yeah, I'm not that close.
Okay, then. So, go get your own little gaming piece of crap thing. Whatever. I don't care.
I have a better Xbox called PC.
Well, some of us, are just... We prefer to get into copious amounts of debt instead of spending our money, wisely. I don't know. Stop backing me into a corner. Stop it.
What color is your Xbox?
White.
Nice. Mine's gray.
The controllers that came with it are white too.
I was gonna get a white one because I originally had a white PS4.
Let's look at let's look at that white and then the black.
But I got a PS4 Pro before I got that.
So it looks so cool.
Plus, pretty much my entire desktop, or not desktop, but my desk is black and gray. My mic's gray. I have an Audio-Technica AT2020.
I think at this point, I almost want to get like a white like computer case and like go for like an inverted color scheme like that. I think that'd be.
Oh, my PC case is gunmetal gray, which is the same color as my mic and Xbox. So everything matches. It's beautiful.
I've got it sitting on a shelf here with below it I've got the PS4, and above it I've got the Wii U, and above that I got the Switch, and it's like such a contrast to it all. Everything's just black.
Yeah, I have my Switch, and then I have the SNES Classic.
So, which honestly, once we're done with this podcast, I'll be playing some Xbox more than likely, unless something else happens. I don't know.
I'll be playing Rocket League. Actually, no, I won't, because Fantasy Draft.
Yeah, dang, you won't. Yeah, there you go. See? Get your priorities straight, man. Priorities.
Yeah, but double XP this weekend, and I want to be level 100.
Learn to get good, man. Learn to get good.
Dude, I'm so good at Rocket League, it's dangerous.
I have it downloaded on Xbox.
Sad.
But I don't play it, because I like Rocket League. Don't get me wrong. When I do play it, I love it, because I just suck at it, and I'm just driving around just being like, look, I'm doing something, maybe. Not really.
Oh, man, the learning curve is real hard at first.
But you still have fun. It's like, even when you lose,
yeah, for sure.
You're just like, it's like the opposite of League of Legends.
Not when you get the hang of it. I hate losing now.
I don't know. I think the thing that would get on my nerves more is if I had if you played for a long period of time and you maybe you got to be good, and you're used to playing with like people that are really good, and then if you then play with some randoms or something like that, and you're just
every time.
You get that one car that just wants to drive in a circle the entire time, and you're like, well, that's the 7-year-old sister right there.
Yeah, that and
I'm kidding. Please don't think I'm being sexist. I'm not.
It's too late. I already think that.
Dang it.
Also, like, Rocket League's community can be really toxic, because you can type, but like there's quick chats and stuff. So like, I'm guilty of it, because if my teammate's doing terrible and like they miss a save or something, I'll spam what a save and get them really mad. But they deserve it if it's bad.
I don't care. I ignore it, because I'm like, you're telling me something I already know. I know I'm bad. So you spamming that's not making things any better. Like, congratulations for pointing out the obvious. I don't know.
It makes me feel better.
But yeah, I think going back to the whole Project xCloud thing, I think it's going to be it's a cool concept. But you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of when Xbox went into the motion control, thing.
The Kinect?
With a little piece of dumpster fire called the Kinect. The PlayStation Move was better than the Kinect, because that was closer to what the Wii was, and yeah, let's see how this goes. I'm just sitting at the edge of my seat, just going, I'm waiting for this whole thing just to catch on fire. So, not saying it would be bad. I'm just saying Nintendo's going to be the ones who do it better, because you don't even stream it onto the Switch. You still have to either physically use a little cartridge, or you have to actually download the game. I think if you're going to stream something like they actually have a picture in one article where they're playing, they're using the concept. It's a concept of what this whole thing might look like, and they're playing Sea of Thieves on a tablet. I don't see that working out very well.
Yeah, I don't see anybody playing Sea of Thieves.
I still want to play it though. I don't care, and I know people don't. People want to give that game a bunch of crap, but I downloaded it, or I installed it on my Xbox. I want to play it. I got a large. I know more people who play on Xbox One than play on PS4 now. So, I've got about 6 or 7 people that I know that actively play and that play games that I play. So, hey, I'm just having fun, man. That's all I'm doing.
Like Mr. Robert.
Do what?
Never mind. I was going to say you're like Mr. Rogers in the Neighborhood, but then I messed that up.
Wow.
Mr. Roberts, whoever that is.
That's
That's the knockoff.
We don't talk about Mr. Roberts because he still has about 30 years left on that 40-year sentence. Take that wherever you want to take it. I don't care. Moving on to the next bit of news. And we don't have to spend too much time on this, but currently, and this is while supplies last, if you buy a Xbox One S or an Xbox One X, you want an Xbone S or an Xbone X, then if you purchase it off Amazon, they will ship with you an Echo Dot for free. You get a free Echo Dot. They're $50 a piece, actually. And apparently the reason for all this is because Amazon is in cahoots with Microsoft. Who would have thought? You know,
Google won't allow this.
It's like the Russian, the Russians getting involved in the election all over again. Like, what the heck? No,
that's pretty similar.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing, right?
Yeah,
freaking propaganda. That's all it is. Now, it seems kind of cool. They apparently you can now pair an Echo Dot up with your Xbox because they've come out with, or there's a new skill for Alexa that allows you to control your Xbox with voice controls. So if you prefer to use Alexa over Cortana, which at this point, yeah, you would prefer to use Alexa over Cortana because that AI works better, then yeah, you can do that now. So it's a cool thing, if you're wanting to spend $300 for a $50 Echo Dot, then have that.
Or if you're in the market for both, there you go.
Pretty much. And also, I wanted to note that the October update, the 2018 October update for Xbox is out. They have... Huh?
What's it do?
New Xbox avatars.
That's still a thing?
Yeah, that's still a thing. They've revamped it. Yeah. You get... Let's see, there's 5 new languages for narrator. Spanish,
that's cool.
Portuguese, Polish, Swedish, and Dutch.
Wait, Spanish wasn't one?
Spanish was not one.
Nice one.
I know, usually Spanish is one of the first things that gets added. Like, it's already there, kind of I don't know, and support for, and there's also support for Dolby Vision HDR video streaming on Xbox One S and Xbox One X.
Cool.
I don't know exactly what that does, so, woo. But to enable it, you go to enable the Dolby Vision on your console. According to this article, it says you go to Settings, Display and Sound, Video Output, Video Modes, and then you allow Dolby Vision. So check it out. See what happens. Maybe your console won't blow up. No, I'm kidding. It shouldn't blow up. If it blows up, then there's some issues. Have you ever had a computer blow up, Mitch?
Not a computer. Wait, what do you mean by blow up?
Have you ever fried anything?
Physically explode?
No. Like you fried something.
No.
Okay, you're lucky then.
It depends on.
What?
So the first Pro I got died on me real quick. PS4 Pro.
Really?
Yeah, the very first Pro I got, I had it for a month, if that, and the power supply went completely out. Like it just crapped the bed.
Yeah, I guess that's just a coincidence.
Well, PS4s have bad power supplies apparently. So say your power goes out, so the way I have my setup at my desk, I have a power strip and it's in a terrible spot, and if I move my leg wrong sometimes, it'll knock off the power switch.
That's not good.
So a couple times a week, I'll just randomly hit it, and I never turn off anything. I always have it on power mode, so it'll just turn right back on so I can use it.
Sometimes it'll update by itself.
Yeah, well, all my stuff updates by itself. That's why I do it. But I guess that happened one time, and then the PS4 just never turned back on. So I took it to Best Buy and was like, "Hey, this thing don't work no more." And they were like, "Yeah, you killed the power supply." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Oh, nice to know this what works. I get paranoid every time that happens with my PS4, like if the power goes out or something, and I'm just like, no, I didn't turn it off. I actually had I think I was visiting my parents one time or something like that, and I took my PlayStation over to show it off to like my brother-in-law, and I think someone like turned the power off the surge protector that I'd plugged it into, and I about like lost my mind.
Oh, it's scary every time still.
Because then you turn it back on and you're just like, please don't be corrupted. Please hard drive, don't be corrupted. And it beeps at you and is like fusses at you and says, you didn't turn your PS4 off properly. And I'm like, I know, but it wasn't my choice. It was an accident. It's like Rossetti from Animal Crossing. It's fussing at you.
I thought it was going to be a goner because, I guess by the time you listen to this, it'd be last week. I live on the East Coast in North Carolina, so we got the tropical storm Michael, and the power flickered on and off a few times. And one, it went out for like a good few minutes, and then as soon as it come back on, I went in there and turned on all my stuff again. And as soon as I did that, it went off again.
No,
I was like, please, no.
That is like the worst situation.
Yeah, so I was real scared that everything on my desk was going to be fried, but luckily everything works. Actually, I don't know if that's true. I haven't turned on my Xbox.
Your Xbox is like, yeah, man, I've been dead for like the past 6 months, man. What you talking about? Huh?
Yeah, probably. From the last hurricane.
You've got a 1X, right?
No, I have the S.
Yeah, you got the S.
Yeah.
So you got the white one?
No, I have the gray one.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got the gray one, yeah. There was
a special edition, but...
Oh, that was like the first generation or something.
Yeah, for sure.
I looked at the manufacturer date on my 1S.
Yeah.
And it was, I think it was August of this year.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, can't get much better than that. Like,
yeah.
Newest and the best and the... oh, man. You guys should... I don't know if I told the story of me dealing with a salesperson at the Microsoft store. I might have said it in the quickie, but I'm not too sure. I can kind of tell a little bit right now. So you actually have to get a credit line through Dell, which is dangerous. You know, getting a credit line, getting a credit card, anything of that nature is a dangerous thing to do, because you can easily like get yourself into so much debt that you can't pay anything off, and things become impossible. And so I had to be careful. Well, they gave me a $3,500 credit line.
Wow, really?
Yeah, they'll give, like, depending on where you're looking, it doesn't matter how much money you really make, they'll give you a credit card. Someone will give you a credit card. Someone will give you, finance, ability to finance stuff. All they care about is how much money you make in a year. Sometimes they want to know a little bit more expenses. But for the most part, like I got a. Well, I don't want to say too much. I got a couple of things, and it was easy for me to get approved. but yeah, so I've got like all this money now, right? Like, or I say money, I've got all this ceiling of money that I could, potentially ruin my life with, and. The salesperson at the Microsoft store I was at, he saw how much it was as well. And, he was trying to upsell me on the Xbox One X. And I was like, not interested. And he was like, oh, but dude, you could totally get this. And I was like, well, I don't have a 4K TV. There's no sense in me doing it. He's like, well, you could totally get a 4K TV through Dell. And he kept pushing me. And then I just gave him this, like, look. I just gave him just a, are you, seriously, you're going to keep trying to sell me when I told you no kind of look? And he was just like, okay. And he just went and got it. And I straight up told him, I was like, look, man, you're doing a great job as a salesperson. Seriously, if you're doing a wonderful job, but no. I know what I came in for. I know what I want. Give me what I want so I can get out of here. And he was like, all right.
And then he said, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
So I told him what I want, what I really, really want.
Yeah, you did.
And so then he went and got the Xbox One S with an extra controller bundle, because controllers are expensive and games are not.
Yes, they are.
So
you're pretty much set with Game Pass, though. So
yeah, so that's the whole reason why. That was like, Game Pass kind of gives me everything I want. And besides, if I want any other game, EA Access is right there.
Yep.
I can get EA Access, and then I have access to lots of other games. The Battlefields and some old Maddens and lots of other stuff. So,
you can get all last year's stuff already.
Yeah. So if I ever get bored with what's on Game Pass, which I won't, because I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now with Forza Horizon 4, Cities Skylines, and even stuff like Elder Scrolls Online, all the Gears of War games. There's a ton of stuff on there that yeah. There's no way that I could truly get bored of what all this there. You know, I'd have to be crazy to get that bored. So, yeah, just thought it was a funny experience having to deal with that in the Microsoft Store. That's also why you should never let a salesman pressure you into getting something that you don't want. Oh, I'll take it back. I do want a 4K TV, but I can't get it. Like, it's not within my means right now to get. So, don't let them pressure you into getting something that you can't afford right now.
Yeah, don't fall into peer pressure, kids.
Right. Wait, yeah, don't do it. Moving on to the last little bit of news. We don't have to spend too super long on it. There's just some really interesting information here. So, this is, according to VentureBeat, this is from a report from an app intelligence firm called Sensor Tower. So, I hinted to this way back when we're talking about, games that came out. Nintendo's latest mobile game generated $16 million in 2 weeks. So here's a comparison of Nintendo games released on released mobile and how they did within the first 2 weeks. Animal Crossing made $9.8 million first 2 weeks in US and Japan. The Dragalia Lost, which is the game, $13.5 million in the first 2 weeks. I think the $16 million is like from an additional day or something. But
yeah.
Well, it's probably $16 million worldwide, and $13.5 million in US and Japan.
Oh yeah, only.
Super Mario Run, first 2 weeks, US and Japan, and on the iOS only, because apparently they don't have Google Play data. It made $15.6 million. And this is what blows my mind. This is what just drives me crazy here. Fire Emblem Heroes. Shout out to Ryan, friend from the chat, friend of the podcast. Ryan, the man we all aspire to not be like. He would get a kick out of this because I think Fire Emblem is a game he really likes. Is it?
Probably so.
I don't know. It seems like a game.
He likes everything Nintendo. So
he likes just about everything Nintendo. It made $34 million in the first 2 weeks. I'm thinking to myself,
that's insane.
What in the world is this game? I had originally downloaded it because I was curious, but I never got around to playing it. I ended up deleting it recently. Maybe I need to jump into this. I mean, I don't know. But I just thought that was absolutely crazy, the amount of money Nintendo's making off the mobile games. Like, what? Like, are you kidding me? And this doesn't even show Pokemon Go.
Oh man.
I'm trying to see if they actually. No, they don't say anything about Pokemon Go. Man, but still, that is an incredible amount of money. And so just continue to. I guarantee you, Nintendo's going to keep doing mobile games like this. Yeah, they keep bringing in this type of money, and microtransactions or not, this is what people love to play.
Yep.
We thought Candy Crush was like as far as all this stuff would go, right? And now it's getting worse or better, depending on how you look at it. It's insane. So, with that, we're going to come to close to the end of the show. I have one thing that I want to talk about before we get to the actual real end game. Or in-show bits.
In-game?
In-game. The end-game. Avengers, in-game.
What are we, the event? Aww. I was about to say, what are we, the Avengers?
What am I, Doctor Strange?
I wish.
Forza Horizon 4. I've played a lot of this game. I've not played a super amount. I know people that I've seen people in game that I swear they have to be living in the game because there's such a high level that I just can't comprehend. But my character in the game is like level 46, 47 right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've probably put somewhere between 15, 20, 25 hours into the game since it's come out. I've got around 50 cars in my garage. I've nearly found all the barn finds, which are a big portion of the game. I think I've got like 3 or 4 more barn finds to go. I absolutely love the game. I just wish there was a little bit more in terms of live events, which they do have. They have Forza Live. Little, like, I think every hour they'll have these little events that you can take part in. You get these like these Forza points or whatever, and there's a special shop where you can buy special things with it. There's these wheel spins. Every time you level up, you get a wheel spin. You could get money off of it. You could get clothing items. You could get cars. You could get car horns. There's just a ton of stuff you can get, and so it's like you're almost constantly playing the game because you want to get another wheel spin, or you want to get that other barn find, or you want to level, because each race thing that you do has a level up. Everything is a level up. Your car collection. You know, you get another car, you win another car, it goes into your collection. You get points to a progression for your car collection. And when you level up your car collection, you might get a new chat option, or you might get another car, or a wheel spin, or it could be anything. So you've got a global influence, which is the influence is your XP, and then for like drag racing, the race circuit, cross country racing, dirt racing, drift racing. There's a street racing. For all these different race types, there's its own progression bar that you can level up. And I don't know what the max levels are, but you level up, you get another item. You level up, you get another thing. And even for the more mundane things in the game, like if you want to go into painting for like designing stuff for your car, you know, like with most racing games, you can change your car color, you can change, you know, most aspects of your car. There's even the tuning option, right, where you can tune your car to make it, you know, better or worse especially if you don't know what you're doing. But even stuff like, you know, painting your car or tuning your car, doing skills in the game, which is like whenever you drift, or because when you do stuff like drifting, crashing into breakable objects, going super fast. Combine all these things, and you get these skill points, and you can level up. You level up the skill point, you get a car perk point, or a car skill point, or whatever, that you could use it on any car to unlock a bunch of different perks. And each car has different perks depending on its performance level. So if it's like a legendary car, there's going to have like a ton of like perks that you can unlock. But if it's a common car, then it's not going to have nearly as much. There's a lot of stuff to do in the game. Like
it sounds deep.
Yeah, there's like these danger. What do they call them? It's not danger zones, but danger areas or something like that. And literally, you're just jumping off like ramps and seeing how far your car flies. You have speed traps. Literally, it's crossing past the this little area, going as fast as you can go. Then there's speed zones, which are similar to speed traps, which are like from this point A to point B, you need to be going as fast as you can go. And your average speed is what determines the how many stars you get. You get a max of 3 stars in these things. You can do the same thing with drifting. There's like drift zones. There's like 200 of these like boards throughout the game, so you get like influence boards. So you crash through these boards and they give you like 1,000 influence points. So it's like 1,000 XP. There's fast point boards. Not fast point, but fast travel. Fast travel boards. you crash through it, it decreases the amount of money it takes to fast travel. You can buy houses in this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Houses. And depending on the house you'll get like wheel spins. You'll get all kinds of, there's like different perks and stuff you can get when you buy them. And these things get to be like super expensive. But there's tons of those. Multiple radio stations with like a bunch of, like a very wide selection of music. Each radio station has about 20 different songs per station. So it always feels kind of fresh. And the big aspect, there's seasons in this game. So when I opened up the game, because you have like about a 2 to 3 hour aspect of the game, probably a little bit longer than that, where you essentially progress through a quote unquote year to become part of the Horizon roster. We get to this point where once you've completed everything, where the game then opens up, and once a week the season changes. So like right now, actually tonight, is the first day of winter in the game. When I first started the game up, it was still in the middle of autumn. So you'll have different races. The conditions will change. The scenery obviously changes. You can drive through, like during the wintertime, you'll have like certain bodies of water will freeze over, so you can drive across ice. So depending on the season, the cars will handle a bit differently. And there's just more stuff to do. So like I said, like every week this changes. So this time next week it'll be spring, and then 2 weeks from now it'll be summer. 3 weeks from now it'll be autumn again. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, there's like so much fun stuff to do in this game, and I'm not even bored with it yet.
How many hours are you into it?
I want to say somewhere between 20 and 25 hours.
Nice.
I want to 100% this game. This is one of the few games, and this is the thing, a lot of it comes from just, I love Need for Speed Underground 2. That is probably my favorite racing game of all time, and I nearly 100%ed that game. There was like a drift race that was like right towards the end of the game that I could not beat. No matter what, I could not beat it. And I hate drift racing. I absolutely hate it. It's my least favorite type of racing. I just remember I got 98%. I got up to 98% in this game. In Need for Speed Underground 2. And I couldn't progress, and I unfortunately just had to leave it at 98%. But with Forza Horizon 4, I don't care what it is, man. I want 100%. At least right now, I have a lot of energy about the game, a lot of stuff I want to do, a lot of things I want to try to accomplish, and it's just super fun.
I'm happy that you're enjoying it. Sounds really deep and fun. And
the cool thing is that if you or if anyone else, Game Pass is $10 a month, right? You spend $10 on that Game Pass, you immediately can get Forza Horizon 4.
Yeah.
So, I highly recommend it. I mean, that's the best. It's the best reason to get Game Pass right now.
It's true.
So, right now I would give Forza Horizon 4 maybe if I were to give it an out of 10 rating, I would have to say it's probably a 8.5 out of 10.
Nice.
Because there's some menu aspects to it. The menu is really cluttered. There's a bunch of stuff that you have to cycle through and whatnot and look through. The party system is a little weird. You form convoys, but you have to have a leader in a convoy in order to start up any kind of races and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of annoying. But for the most part, it's a really fun experience. To kind of give another point of view, I guess you could say, my uncle is also playing this. He does not like racing games, and he's obsessed with it. Because I forgot to mention, there's an auction house on this game. You can auction off like extra cars you have or cars you don't want. You can sell them to other players.
Oh, that's cool.
So, and he's obsessed with the auction house stuff, and I'm like, yeah, you have fun with that. I'm just gonna keep getting my cars via wheel spins or whatever. and it's interesting because like you start getting like, when you're racing and all that kind of stuff, you get to these different cars and you start to kind of feel an attachment to them, and then you'll get a paint job put on them, and then you really get attached to it. So I've got this like this 1985 Ford like RS200 or whatever, RS2000, and it's a rally car, but it's got a Pokemon paint job on it. It's literally got like Torchic and some other Pokemon design on it. I got another SUV that I really like, and it's got Batman stuff on it. So there's a ton of like designs you can do as far as this game goes. Just some really cool stuff, real creative people in this game, and it's, like I said, it's a fun time. So, I just dropped something. Totally recommend it. So, do you think you'll play it ever?
Probably not.
That's sad, man. That's sad.
They're interesting, but I'll probably never get Game Pass.
I think it's I don't know. It's one of the best games I've played, and I've always loved the atmosphere of Forza Horizon. It's like a festival environment, right? And it feels very positive. It's a very, optimistic game. So even when even if I lose, I finish 12th place or whatnot because I chose a vehicle that has like no handling and I suck at it. It doesn't matter. You still get, you finish the race, you still get influence points, you still get money. You can still progress in the game even if you're not doing very well. So that's all that I'm going to say on that because I could talk about that even longer. Whew. So with that, we're going to move on to the actual end game. And Mitch, did you see Twitter poll from 2 weeks ago? We had a ton of people voting it. Did you see how many people voted in it?
No.
7 people. Woo.
Wow.
We asked the question, Sony has allowed crossplay with Fortnite. What do you think about that? The options were, this is really good news, I can't care less, or not a fan of this. So, essentially you're going with, yes, meh, no. 71% said I can't care less.
Okay.
So no one really gives a crap. 29% said this is really good news, and nobody said they didn't like it. So I guess that is a positive thing. So what do you think about that, Mitch?
I'm on that train.
Can't care less?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, at this point, I have everything, so it doesn't really matter for me.
I think that's how most people kind of viewed it anyways. It was just,
You usually have what your friends have, so...
Yeah, pretty much. Now I've got what all my friends have, at least in
some
aspect. I have all 3 consoles. Modern consoles, until the next one comes out, and I'll be getting myself in even more debt. It's like, Chris, you got a wedding you got to pay for. No, I must get the PlayStation 5. So with that, I think we're going to open up another Twitter poll for you guys. And so this week, guys, the Twitter poll question is, do you give a crap that you can now change your name on PlayStation? Well, you'll be able to. You can't do it now. But,
right.
Is this something you're looking forward to, being able to freely change your name? Or is it just something you're just like, okay. I'm pretty much at that, congratulations. I'm glad they can do it. Or glad that people will be able to do it. Mitch, how do you feel about it?
The name changes?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
You love it. So we're kind of on 2 different spectrums here. Of where it's like, I'm happy with what my name is. Don't see any point in changing it. And you're over there going, I hate my name. I need something better.
Yeah, I've had it for years and years.
So, we want to know what you guys think. So, let us know about it. As always, once you've heard this episode, you can go on over to our Twitter account and you can vote for it. Please vote for it. Please vote. We want as many people as possible. Let's try to do something here. Let's get 10 votes. Is that too much to ask for?
No.
10 votes. 10 people to vote that's not me or Mitch. Because we know how that tends to go. Because me and Mitch, we have our own personal Twitter accounts, and we do vote in the poll. We know that's cheating. We don't care. We write our own rules.
That's right.
So, check out the Twitter poll. Let us know what you think about it. Continue listening to the podcast. And Mitch, where else can they listen to us?
If you want to catch up on our previous episode of the SSG podcast, there's multiple ways you can do it. You can go to Spreaker.com/Chris and Mitch. That's our host site. We are on YouTube, just SSG Podcast. It has our logo on it. We are on iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify. I always forget the smaller ones, but we're on
TuneIn. We're on TuneIn and Stitcher. And actually,
Tuned In.
Yeah, and I actually had an email the other day. There's another podcast platform that I'm going to actually try to get us on as well. That they were like, saying, "Hey, you can now do this," and I forget what it's called. But we'll have another one here shortly, hopefully by next week. So there's no reason for you to not listen to us. We've done everything you could ever ask for, except put out quality content. So with all that, guys, we want to thank you again for listening, if you do listen, and appreciate the continued support. And we will be back next week with should we tease them, Mitch? Should we tease them about what's happening next week?
Tease them.
Okay, next week we're going to start week 1 of BlizzCon discussions. We will start week 1. We'll have a special guest, and we'll dedicate the entire podcast to having lovely discussions about a handful of Blizzard games. This is just going to be week 1, with a culmination, week 3, of a massive, well, at least for our podcast, a massive discussion about BlizzCon. So welcome, guys, to the month-ish of Blizzard. We'll see you guys.
BlizzCon!
We'll see you guys next week.
Have a Mitchell one.